Hi, I'm Olivia, 34 years old and one of the top real estate agents in our city. 5 years ago, I thought I had it all: a thriving career, a seemingly perfect marriage to Mark, and a bright, promising future. But looking back now, I can see the red flags I chose to ignore. Babe, Tommy's just going through a rough patch. He'll pay us back once he's back on his feet, Mark would say whenever his perpetually unemployed brother needed money. That rough patch has been dragging on for 3 years. It wasn't until Sarah, my best friend and fellow realtor, pulled me aside during a house showing that I started to question things. "Have you noticed Mark dodging questions of the joint investment account?" she asked. "What do you mean?" I frowned. "Every time I bring it up at dinner, he changes the subject. Just keep an eye on things, okay?" I brushed it off. Sarah was protective, sometimes overly so. But now I wish I'd listened sooner. The turning point came last Sunday at Patricia's house, my mother-in-law. I overheard a conversation that made my stomach drop. "Mom, I need you to cover for me again. Olivia's been asking about the transfers." "Don't worry, sweetie. I'll tell her it was for Tommy's medical bills. She always backs off when it's about health issues." I pretended not to hear, but my mind raced. How many times had they played this game behind my back? Later that evening, my father called. Robert, a self-made construction magnate, was no stranger to hard truths. "Princess, I'm worried about those contracts Mark's company is handling for us. Something doesn't add up." "Dad, it's fine. Mark knows what he's doing." "Just like he knew what he was doing with your house down payment?" Dad's voice sharpened. "The one he invested in Tommy's food truck business." The sting of that memory hit hard. $50,000 gone. And Tommy never even bought the truck. Mark had sworn he didn't know Tommy would blow the money gambling. Now I wasn't so sure. That night, I stared at our wedding photo. Mark had looked so sincere, so trustworthy. When he came home, I confronted him. "Honey, we need to talk about the credit card statement." "Not now, babe. Tommy's having another crisis. He needs us. He always needs us." "What about what we need?" "Don't start. You know family comes first." Funny how it's always your family that comes first. I watched him walk away, phone already pressed to his ear, probably calling Tommy. Sarah's words echoed in my mind. "Olivia, you're successful, smart, and strong. Don't let anyone dim your light, not even your husband." That was the moment I started to see clearly. The perfect marriage, the devoted husband, the troubled but well-meaning brother-in-law. It was all a facade, and that facade was about to shatter. The call came on a Tuesday morning. Mark's Uncle James had passed away, leaving him a $2 million inheritance. I'll never forget how Mark's eyes lit up, not with grief, but with something else I couldn't quite place. "Baby, we're set for life. We can finally start that family we've been talking about." 2 weeks later, while organizing our home office, I stumbled across the transfer documents. My hands trembled as I read them. The entire inheritance, all $2 million, had been transferred to Tommy's account. What the actual hell is this? I demanded that evening, the papers shaking in my hand. "Tommy has a brilliant business idea. It's guaranteed to triple our money." "Our money? You didn't even consult me." "Look, it's my inheritance, my decision. Besides, your dad's loaded. Why don't you just ask him for your share early? It'll balance everything out." I stared at him stunned. "Are you seriously suggesting I ask my father for money because you gave away your inheritance to your deadbeat brother?" "Don't call him that. At least my family sticks together." I didn't say another word. But in that moment, I knew this wasn't a marriage. It was a sinking ship, and I was the only one who could save myself. Sarah and I spent the next week combing through financial documents. What we uncovered made my stomach churn. "Look at these," Sarah said, pointing to her laptop screen. 3 hidden credit cards, all maxed out. And these loan applications. $50,000 here, $30,000 there. None of it registered to your joint accounts. It's all going to Tommy's so-called ventures." She met my gaze, her expression grim. "He's been planning this, Olivia." I drove to Patricia's house, hoping for answers. Big mistake. "You ungrateful little witch," she snapped as soon as I mentioned the money. "After everything we've done for you." "Done for me?" My voice shook with anger. "Your son has been stealing from our marriage for years." "Marriage is about sacrifice," she hissed. "Tommy needs this chance. His new crypto investment platform will change everything." "Crypto?" He told Mark it was a chain of gyms. Well, maybe if you weren't so focused on your precious career, you'd understand that family matters. I left Patricia's house in tears, but they weren't sad tears anymore. They were tears of fury. My phone buzzed as I got into the car. It was a text from Tommy. Thanks for believing in me, sis. This investment is going to make us all rich. That night, Mark stumbled into the house, reeking of whiskey. Your father called me today, he said, his words slurred. Did you tell him about the inheritance? No, but maybe I should have. Mark's face darkened. You know what your problem is? You've always been jealous of my relationship with Tommy. Jealous? Of what? His ability to burn through other people's money. He's family, something you clearly don't understand. Family doesn't steal from family, Mark. It's not stealing if it's freely given. His tone turned venomous. Maybe if you weren't such a controlling buy. Don't you dare finish that sentence. My voice was ice. I turned and walked out of the room, my mind racing. Earlier that day, Sarah had said something that stuck with me. Olivia, this isn't just about the inheritance anymore. This is about years of manipulation. And honey, we're just scratching the surface. She was right. I was done being the understanding wife. It was time to uncover the full truth. The next day, I sat in Michael's office, a forensic accountant Sarah had introduced me to. Bank statements were spread across his desk, and the look on his face told me I wasn't ready for what he'd found. Your joint business account has been systematically drained over the past 3 years, he said. Small amounts at first, then larger withdrawals. How much? Close to $300,000. My hands trembled. That's impossible. I would have noticed. Not if someone was doctoring the statements. Michael pulled up more files. Look here, these are digital alterations. And these? He pointed to a new set of documents. 5 failed businesses under Tommy's name. A juice bar, a CrossFit gym, a food delivery app, all funded by money siphoned from various accounts, including your father's construction company. My heart sank. My father's company? Your husband's position at his marketing firm gave him access to contract details. See these inflated marketing costs? The excess funds were funneled to shell companies owned by Tommy. Sarah squeezed my hand. There's more, isn't there? Michael nodded grimly. Tommy's new crypto platform. It's targeting seniors, promising 300% returns and guaranteed retirement funds. My phone buzzed. A text from Mark. Did you talk to your dad about the inheritance yet? I typed back, working on it. He seems open to the idea. The lie tasted bitter, but I needed time. Every night after Mark fell asleep, I photographed documents, recorded conversations, and backed up everything to a secure cloud account. Later that week, I overheard Tommy on the phone at Patricia's house. The old folks are eating it up, he said, his voice smug. This crypto thing is genius. Who knew retirees had so much cash? Just be careful, Patricia warned. Remember what happened with the gym scam in Colorado. Mom, chill. Mark cleaned up all traces of that. His position at the marketing firm makes everything look legit. I slipped out, nauseous. At home, I found Mark at the computer, deleting emails. What's this about a gym in Colorado? I asked, my voice sharp. He froze. Who told you about that? Does it matter? How many people did you scam there? It wasn't a scam. The investors knew the risks. Like the seniors you're scamming now. His face darkened. You've been snooping. Somebody had to. You stole from our business account. I borrowed it. Tommy's platform will pay everything back. Like the juice bar did. Or the food delivery app. You don't understand business. No, I understand it perfectly. I also understand fraud. Mark grabbed my arm. You better keep your mouth shut. Or what? You'll steal more money? Get Patricia to lie for you again. His phone rang. Tommy had more investors lined up, ready to sink their hard-earned retirement funds into his scam. I watched Mark leave the house, already rehearsing his sales pitch. It was like watching a tragic play, one I was finally ready to bring down. I called Michael. I need everything you have on the Colorado gym scandal. Already found it, he replied. Patricia helped cover up losses of over $500,000. Senior citizens lost their savings there too. Send me everything, I said. Moments later, Sarah texted me. Are you sure you want to know how deep this goes? I need to know everything, every lie, every scam, every cent they stole. I replied. I glanced at our wedding photo again. Once, it symbolized a golden future, built on trust and love. Now, I saw it for what it was, a facade. But I wasn't that naive woman anymore. Their house of cards was about to collapse. The next day, I made my move. What do you mean you can't access the account? Mark's voice echoed through the kitchen, laced with frustration. There's a security hold on the transfer, he said into his phone. What he didn't know was that I had already moved every cent from our joint accounts to new ones he couldn't touch. The look on his face when he realized he was powerless was priceless. That same morning, Tommy's crypto platform began to unravel. One of their helpless senior citizen investors turned out to be a retired FBI agent specializing in financial crimes. The feds are sniffing around. Tommy shouted into the phone, his voice frantic. We need to shut everything down. But it was too late. Mark's company had already launched an internal audit after years of doctored contracts, and inflated invoices finally came to light. I'd made sure they received an anonymous tip about the Colorado gym scandal too. You're fired, effective immediately, his boss told him. The FBI will be in contact regarding the fraud charges. By the end of the week, the inheritance money was gone, and Tommy's crypto platform had collapsed, taking every last cent with it, including Patricia's retirement savings. She had invested heavily in her precious son's scheme. I filed for divorce the same day Tommy was arrested. Mark showed up at my office later, desperate and disheveled. Baby, please, we can fix this. I've changed. Like you changed after the juice bar scam or the gym scandal. That was different. I was trying to help Tommy. And now you can help him by visiting him in federal prison. The last I heard, Mark was living in Patricia's basement, working the night shift at a gas station. Tommy got 8 years for fraud. Their perfect little family scam had finally imploded. As for me, Dad made me head of real estate for his construction company. We're expanding into 3 new states. One day, I saw Mark at the gas station. He was in his polyester uniform, looking shabby and worn. Olivia, wait, he called, jogging toward me. Just 5 minutes, please. I had time to think. I know I messed up, but we could start over. I looked at him, really looked. The designer suits were gone, replaced by cheap fabric. The confident smile I once fell for was now desperate and pleading. The thing about second chances, Mark, I said, is they're for people who learn from their first mistakes, not for those who spend years perfecting their scams. I've changed, I swear. No, you haven't. You're just sorry you got caught. I walked away, his voice calling after me. 5 years ago, I might have turned around, but I wasn't that woman anymore. As Sarah and I drove off, she grinned. Commercial property's looking pretty good right now, huh? Everything's looking pretty good right now, I said. And for the first time in years, it truly was. If you discovered your spouse had secretly transferred their entire $2 million inheritance to fund a family member's scams, what would you do? Would you stay quiet and gather evidence like I did, or confront them immediately and risk losing the chance to expose their entire web of lies? Share your thoughts in the comments below.